TWM Podcast. Hello, I'm Matty Deller, and this is Best of the Rest, your Friday roundup for the odds and ends in your wrestling week. We're a part of the TWM Podcast, bringing you news, reviews and interviews each and every week, available in all the usual places: Apple and Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Acast, TuneIn, Podbean, YouTube, Acast, wherever else you get your pods. And is anyone listening? Everyone's playing Pokemon Sword and Shield right now. I'm hoping people have just got us on in the background. That's the best I can expect.
Please don't remind me that I'm not playing it. I haven't played it yet. I put it in. I switched it on because I thought there was an update. I put my name in and then realised that I was about to play Pokemon at work and then switched it off.
I love that it dawned on you halfway through to go, I'm at work, I shouldn't be playing this game.
I was still on my lunch break. I looked up at the clock and I was like, I'm about to be on my lunch break and I've already started running around. Let me just put it in sleep mode.
Nice.
Do not remind. I haven't even chosen my starter yet, and I haven't chosen my starter yet. It's very stressful.
I need to get off the hurdle of not having a Switch. So when I eventually cave and buy a Switch Lite, I will be playing Pokemon Sword and Shield. But until then, we have this podcast to do. Squared Circle Box, if you want to get your monthly box of wrestling goodness, squaredcirclebox.com is the place to be. Use the code TWM News for 10% off your first order. Get in now to get your December box. November box, rather, sorry. No, December box. Next box of December. I'm getting confused with dates. The October one recently. The November one has just been shipped. Get your TWM 10% off for your December box. December. I'm Matty Deller, as I said. Joining me, as always, that voice you heard. The dulcet tones. The wonderful. I said maniacal. That's not our best word. Controversial, I'm going to say. But often loved. Joseph Kingsley.
I would have preferred maniacal than controversial.
I don't want to say problematic. The problematic Joseph, but
what would you ever call me problematic? I say problematic things. I don't do problematic things.
You know what? In public, no. In group chats, you are a wild card at best. So, but
I said I don't do problematic things. I say them.
Yes, and what a better format to have you on than an audio-related medium. Right.
Hey. No one else could do it.
This is true. It was going to be me on my own until Joe came through. We have got a lot of stuff to discuss, so let's start off with a little bit of NXT UK. In the main event, Tyler Bate saw off the challenge of the wrestling genius Cassius Ohno. And this match just kind of felt like it was there, Joe, that it existed.
I mean, why did this match happen? I mean this in the nicest way possible. I mean, I don't need people to explain the story to me. I made a conscious choice not to watch NXT UK because someone implied it was terrible while it was happening live. Now, let's put that to the side. Why did this match happen? Cassius Ohno is there to put over somebody who's about to step up to the main event. That's his role.
Yeah.
Tyler Bate is at the back of the line.
Yeah.
So why did he win?
I don't know. I generally don't know. And this match went on for way too long. I love the fact that we're now doing a review of NXT where you haven't watched the show because you just took what I said of the show is terrible this week, and you just went, well, I'm not watching it then.
I'm out of it, but all right. You admit it.
Yeah. It just also feels like we've been in this Brentwood crowd, which has been terrible for like a billion years. They don't cheer for anything other than heels.
Stella, hold your L.
Yeah, I'm not from that end.
You are from Essex.
Yeah, no.
Essex, wait. Hold it.
I am not taking the L for those cretins, including that Henry VIII motherfucker in the front. I'm not having it. Yeah. It's also, it just kind of got me thinking about the whole Cassius Ohno thing. It's such a bizarre story, like his time with WWE. He, megastar on the indies, comes to WWE, doesn't work out, ends up leaving, becomes a megastar again on the indies, comes back, and essentially just basically goes into almost a a semi-retirement.
Yeah. Yeah, someone likened him to a player coach. I've also seen him compared to that teacher at school who really doesn't look like it, but is really good at that. Well, I guess the easiest sports to pick up in playgrounds on either side of the Atlantic. It'd be basketball there and football here. So, every school had one, right?
Yeah, me.
Just that team. What?
Me. That's me
Matthew.
at my job.
Matthew.
Yeah.
I've played football with you.
Yeah, but I'm also playing with kids much younger than me at football, so I'm brilliant by that comparison.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's just very, very strange. I said it's. I'm telling you up front now. If you've not seen NXT, don't bother. Nothing happened. It was very much the end of a taping loop. The crowd were tired, and they were already not exactly the best crowd in the world to begin with. And yeah, it's just not worth it. Like, I feel like me and you are both tired and cranky, but I'm trying to make the most out of NXT UK. But it's not.
Tell me what else happened, and I'll react to it. I think that's the best way to go for it.
Right, we had Kaylee Ray over Xia Brookside in the opening match. Decent showing from Brookside, which is all we seem to get from her. The NXT UK seem to be like, well, you're just going to constantly be the person that's good, but doesn't beat the bigger superstars, which is a shame, because I feel like Xia Brookside could do a lot better.
It's literally in her name. She's never going to be the best soap.
Nice. Travis Banks and Ligero, their match is ruined by... Take a guess, Joe. Who?
Connor?
Yeah, of course it is, because he's the man who ruins everything.
No, like, it's amazing because it's like the three people. It's two people that you'd really, really hope for the best for, and Joseph Connors, but all three of them are in the same position. They're just spinning their wheels.
Yeah,
just like, it's just like there isn't a secondary title on NXT UK. They're not big enough to have a secondary title. But if they were, all three of them would be in the mid card in the bank ladder match at the next takeover.
This is true. And also, I do believe that Joseph Connors should have the prefix of "and", because he is the definition of "and something". He's never going to be just the thing. He's got to be "and something". He moans that no one's ever rated him and everyone will suffer. And I just wrote down, we do when you appear, mate, to be honest. We suffer when you're on our screens and in our wrestling lives.
He's ashamed to Josephs everywhere.
Tom Phillips called Ilya Dragunov the Moscow Mauler, and then somewhere Vladimir Kozlov is fucking losing his shit.
Was that his original nickname?
Yeah, Moscow Mauler was Kozlov.
I love WWE.
I love double E. We get
double E.
We get the Piper Niven second part of the video package, and so talking about being a plus size athlete and being a role model. Really, really good. I've really rated those things. I imagine they're on WWE's YouTube channel, so go and check them out if you can.
Oh, there is something worth watching on this episode.
There's that. What's Piper Niven second part of the documentary? Because Piper Niven is brilliant. We get the Ridge Holland second vignette with him being the old Peaky Blinder with a bat and stuff. Johnny Saint makes Wolf versus Ridge Holland. Their debut guy. He's the rugby league bloke that went over to NXT. They're the guy who
men's.
You're right. Yeah, Luke Menzies. Now he's Ridge Holland.
Luke Menzies. Yeah. Okay, got you.
Johnny Saint made Wolf versus Ilya for next week, which is really, really funny because Alexander Wolf asks for the match, and Sid Scala goes, "No, I want Johnny Saint to make the match. He's the general manager," and Johnny Saint looks terrified that he has to speak. So he goes, "Yes, the match is on," and then Sid whispers to him,
"Yes, the match is on.
Yeah.
I'll be right back."
Wait a minute, let me double check. It's a 4 fatal match.
I'll be right back.
The show.
Here's my assistant, Sid Scala.
I'm now generally starting to think that maybe they got rid of Johnny Saint and he's at home somewhere with a big fat paycheck, and they've just got a robot playing the part of Johnny Saint, or they just bought one, or they just got a made-to-measure love doll, like the real dolls of Johnny Saint, and he just stands there.
That's so disturbing. Who would want a love doll of Johnny Saint?
Sid Scala.
Not even him, you know.
Joseph Connors, probably.
You want a love doll of Johnny Saint. Cassius Ohno, a wrestling genius.
Oh, that is actually true, because he's a wrestling pervert. The show needed more Noam Dar. If you haven't watched it, don't bother. Wait for the new tapings, because this...
Trent, right? They're both as charismatic as each other.
Yeah. We just need them go back and forth every week on NXT. It makes it much more palatable. This podcast, and indeed all TWM podcasts, are brought to you by SquaredCircleBox.com, the only place for your monthly wrestling box needs. With things from superstars from WWE, AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, British Wrestling, Independent Wrestling, and loads more, it is the only place that matters if you want to get the best wrestling swag for a low, low price. That low, low price is just £25, people. What a bargain! And you can get snapbacks, t-shirts, magazines, DVDs, trinkets, whatchamacallit, doodads, you name it, they have it each and every month. And just because you listen to TWM, you sexy, sexy people, you get 10% off your first order. All you got to do is use the code TWM News in the checkout. Just use the code TWM News in the checkout for 10% off your first order at SquaredCircleBox.com. Right, now that we've got NXT UK out of the way, we can talk about the things that matter, like Ace Austin trying to bang Trey's mum on Impact.
Oh, are we just flat out going to talk about this?
Oh, this is brilliant. I was sitting there watching this, and the way this was all panning out, let me give the exposition first. Trey earned a shot against the X Division champion, or the Triple X Division champion, Ace Austin, defeating Rohit Raju, Agent Prince, Willie Mack, Brent Banks, and Pete Williams in a six-way match. However...
No, why? But it's Trey Miguel, right? That's his name. I'm really sorry, not up on my Impact fully yet.
Yeah, Trey Miguel.
The guy quoted "Lost in the Sauce."
Yes.
Quoted Gucci Mane on the first episode's Moving to Tuesdays. Yeah. I don't know why, but the guy he pinned, like the Canadian jobber type guy, he really reminded me of Scott Steiner for some reason. I have no idea why.
Yeah, no, it's weird. Very, very I feel like he'd be good at maths as well.
Nah.
Anyway,
he seems like the kind who'd hold the blackboard.
Oh, that's gonna guaranteed that is gonna confuse some people. That I can't wait for the tweets you get now. Don't you know who Peter Williams is?
This guy apparently destroys Canadians, which is a lovely way to refer to his female fans.
Speaking of female fans, Ace Austin, literally the whole point of this was them to imply that Ace Austin, after striking out with Alicia Edwards, is now just going to go and fuck Trey's mum.
Fair.
This is I love that they are just just going to bring in like constant alternate like female auxiliary characters for every person that Ace Austin faces.
Like, is it actually his mum though?
I don't know. I've not checked.
Yeah, I feel like this should have been looked into, but like that's also on me. So we'll just leave it. I'm going to look into it.
I really hope this is very much like Stifler. Oh no, Stifler's mom situation. Like, it's going to... Oh, I'm so... Like, I was wondering where they're going with this, and I was hoping it was going to be a straight feud, and then I listened to Ace Austin on commentary, and I was like, wow, he's awful on commentary, but it makes sense, because he's completely distracted. He's there, not really wanting to be there. Once they finally kind of do the camera shot to Trey's mum, he's not paying attention. He's got all of his focus on Trey's mum, and he's like, well, I could go and bang this one and get the mentor. I like this. I love them. He uses mind games by fucking, which is just the best thing ever.
I mean, have you never used mind games by implying you're going to fuck some? Like, I know of...
I'm not outlaying my dickish teenage years on this podcast. Good sir.
Someone else's. My best friend... one of my best friends, sorry. By
the way, keep in mind that you got in shit with another friend of ours, Emily, for having a pop at her on... Was it Raw Talk this week?
Oh no! Like she knew I was joking all along.
Still, you got put on blast for like 30 seconds.
I did get put on blast. I got accused of being a clout chaser, and thank you. I'm taking that as one of my myriad nicknames.
Right, anyway, carry on. I imagine this is going to get you in some sort of shit, but go for it.
Yeah, so one of my best friends had another friend. I'm not going to name that guy. But he said friend has a little sister. Quite a bit younger, just because of the way that life has worked out for his family. Said other person said that it doesn't matter if I fall out of your life when she is.
Oh no, they didn't say that, did they?
They did say that.
Oh God, whoever that is, they are a garbage person, and please tell me their name once we stop recording this.
Don't worry about it. Like, I've not spoken to that person in a very, very long time.
It's good to see Brent Banks make an appearance. We've seen him before.
That's money.
He's very good. He's very good. We saw him. Would have been Attack, wouldn't it? We saw Brent. Or no, would it have been Progress for you? Or Attack Pro Wrestling?
It was both.
Was it both? I can't remember if he was at the one you went to. I know he's at the Progress one you went to. I can't remember if he was at the Attack show you went to. Yeah, no, he's very, very good.
Oh
yeah, it was that show. Of course it was. And yeah, like really, really, I'm so intrigued with this Ace Austin storyline. It's got so much scope for absolute fuckery in more ways than one.
Like, he's clearly going to bite off more than he can chew and lose the X Division title to Brian Cage again.
To try and chirp Melissa Santos. Oh, you love to see it. The North went over Edwards and Marufuji for the tag belts in a solid contest. Like, it was just a very hot and cold episode of Impact. There were some great bits, there were some bad bits. Like them hyping this 6-person elimination challenge for a number one contendership shot, even though they've announced the main event for Hard to Kill a week before, 2 weeks before they did this match. They could have done this and say, oh, Tessa's putting her contendership on the line in this match. But no, they've just announced it and gone, by the way, we pre-recorded this, here's the spoiler. And yeah, that genuinely bugged me a little bit. The fact that they're still hyping this up.
I feel it. I feel it. It does add a different element of it, because Brian Cage being added to it, you look at the field and you're just like, how you're going to tune in to see how she overcomes.
Yeah, I guess, but it's just one of those things that bugs me. It's like they're hyping it, like, who could be the number one contender? And we're like, we all know. We have the internet. You haven't got to do that. Again, bad side, good side. Moose being in air quotes amazing at tennis.
The super violent Mr. Perfect.
It's brilliant. I love this. Just the Mr. Perfect with an anger problem. It's just the best thing ever. Him just be like, I'm going to. You should have
ever had an injury playing tennis.
Has anyone broke their neck playing tennis? I like him just doing, no, I'm going to stand here. Okay, fine. And you have to move back. And then him basically, the way he was swinging was pretty much how anyone swings on Wii tennis. But not the person playing, the actual me in the game just swinging really short hands. It reminded me of the Vine of when someone when they got two Wii tennis players just playing 100 miles an hour right next to the net.
And it's usually captioned with an argument.
Yeah, it's great. You have Sami Callihan and Madman fought one over Rich Swann and Tessa Blanchard. That was okay.
And didn't you get someone's name wrong there?
No, Sami Callihan, Madman Fulton.
No, Sawyer Fulton.
It's not Sawyer. His name is Madman Fulton. I know you don't want to forget sanity.
He's not related to one of the funniest wrestlers of all time at all.
It wouldn't be related if it was his first name, you idiot.
Maybe tomorrow.
I can't believe I'm saying this sentence in 2019. Rob Van Dam is continuing to cut the best promos he's ever done.
I just kept getting distracted during these and I have no idea why.
Was it the lighting in the hot tub?
Possibly.
I can't think of anything else.
No, yeah, you know what? It was the lighting in the hot tub, and because he cuts all of his promos at night, I think what distracted me is the moon.
Yeah. There was a very full moon in this promo, but in all seriousness, I'm loving Rob Van Dam midlife crisis. It's the best. It's because I remember I was talking about this at the on the now indie wrestling show, former that other podcast. We spoke about Van Dam turning up with Katie Forbes dressed in like typical dad on his second marriage midlife crisis gear, and I'm like, if they're going with Van Dam going through a midlife crisis, that is brilliant.
Are you saying full Canadian tuxedo?
No, it was like the standard midlife crisis on holiday. He had like the he had like cargo shorts, the flip flops, like the garish like design pattern shirt, like the proper levels. I love this. It's great.
Oh, on holiday. You need to say that. You need to say on holiday.
Yeah, I just said on holiday.
Well, no, but I'm saying you like when you said like divorced dad, I immediately go straight to Canadian tuxedo. I'm going out for beers, son. Do you want to come with me? I might buy you one. Ha ha ha.
No, not that one. I'm talking about not the bit in between where they're trying to win the kids over. They're talking about the one of I've left your mum for a younger model. Midlife crisis. Rob Van Dam. This is what we're looking at here. Don Callis thinks Kevin Kelly is pretty hot. Good for him.
Oh no! Don Callis said something amazing. He's to Josh Matthews. He said, "This guy will stooge you off so hard. Don't explain the secret of your moves. This guy will stooge you off so hard you'll find someone doing it on Monday nights."
He's been brilliant at that. A couple of weeks ago, he was like, "Don't tell Josh Matthews anything." He's got 2 direct lines, one to Connecticut and one to Jacksonville. Fucking, I love the fact he does this all the time. It's so funny. Madison Rayne over Alexia Nicole. This is okay. I really like Alexia Nicole. I think she's really, really solid wrestler.
Candy Floss's non-union Canadian
equivalent. And it really is. But the thing is, I swear that's not her gimmick I can't remember what her gimmick is, but it's really weird that her whole gimmick is I can blow a bubble. And it's just, yeah. Johnny Swinger tries to get one over on Pete Williams by shitting in his back, and he accidentally ends up shitting in Ken Shamrock's.
So Ken Shamrock has come back to wrestling on more or less a full-time schedule and has decided that he's going to like wrestle comedy gimmicks.
This is what I love. Because also, I love Johnny Swinger, because we joked about him basically just being they've replaced Johnny Impact with a fucking Poundland knockoff. But I love this of him basically being the guy stuck in the 80s/90s, and everyone around him, no one like giving him any hype. They're like, the fuck you doing? Like, what? You can't shit in someone's bag. He's like, but it's a rib, and everyone's like, no, and just walk away from it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I love this.
Yes,
and that's from
the personification of Vince on Stone Cold's podcast, going, these millennials, they don't grab the brass ring.
Yeah.
It's so great backstage. Everyone gets on.
He is the human equivalent of, it's such good shit. Oh, it's just great. Havoc murdered a wrestler by the name of Crystal Moon. And then Don Callis did a Borat impression. Did you clock this bit at all? Like, like she goes, like, I think Havoc destroys her, then somehow Crystal Moon gets some sort of effort off it and goes top rope, and then Don goes, "Don't worry, she will die now." And it's
yes, I remember that. I remember. Problem is, I watch all wrestling that I have to review on 1.5 speed, so I missed that inflection.
Don't worry. I did the thing that beat you before. I watched the main event of Raw this week on +4 speed.
Oh my God.
I just wanted it to be over. I was like, oh, I don't care. Get to the end. I just fast forwarded through the end. And then
that's about watching everything at 1.5 speed.
I've only realised that on my phone I can fast forward my screen to go 1.5 speed, and it's changed my life.
No, the good side effect is when you watch things at normal speed, you pick up nuance very, very quickly. Anyway.
Speaking of nuance, we have a tremendous bit. Susie bumps into Havoc. Havoc touches her arm, and she gets flashbacks.
I'm Susie.
It's just all of this is superb.
I made songs for a takeover, whatever those are. I'm Susie.
I just loved her like having like the holding the brain and thinking back to her being murdered by Havoc. She's like, I think I know you, and then walking off. I'm like, this is brilliant. Like, it's weird that they've dressed her up as an e-girl. I'm half expecting to start selling her bathwater to Johnny Swinger at some point. But
Johnny Swinger, I'm sick of saying it's such good
shit.
And then
I don't. Did they actually... No, that wasn't confirmed, was it? That had traces of like gonorrhea in it.
All right.
Do we know anyone that bought it?
Bitch, girl, bath water. No, keep talking.
No, I'm just waiting for your Google search history to just get absolutely ruined by this one thing. And they announced that Jordan Grace is going to face Taya and Johnny Bravo for next week, so Johnny's getting dumped on his head. I know the name of the person that sold the bathwater because it was all over the internet.
Mm-hmm.
It's Belle Delphine, wasn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
$30 per jar.
I'll be general. I love the fact that we are looking this up.
Oh, it wasn't bathwater because it contains no traces of human DNA.
Oh, that was the whole thing, wasn't it? It was that or chlamydia. It was either she wasn't in the bathwater or it was chlamydia. Which one would you want?
Yeah, let's do a poll on Twitter.
What would you prefer? Empty bathwater or chlamydia? Please let us know.
Why not spread? I said, why not spread the gospel of the TWM squad with some of our lovely merch over at Teespring? We have t-shirts for all shapes and sizes, hoodies, sweatshirts, mugs, stickers, and loads more. Also, just for listening to this podcast, you can get 10% off your order. I said using the code podcast. That's podcast. Once again, podcast in the checkout for 10% off at teespring.com/stores/TWM-wrestling-merch. That's right. Praise. Testify.
Everybody put down your Gamer Girl bathwater. It's time for the main event, and it's this week's episode of Total Divas. I'm fearful, because they're towards WrestleMania, that we might be coming towards the end of our Total Divas run here, which is upsetting.
So what will this show become?
Pardon?
What will this show become?
I don't know. We could probably start reviewing WWE backstage. Maybe if Total Bellas starts on straight after this, we might start reviewing Total Bellas instead.
Yeah, FML.
We get the usual pre-cap of all things Total Divas, and then we meet the Doomsday Preppers, the Rouseys.
Oh, jeez.
This was, yeah, they go and visit an underground bunker in Las Vegas that's literally, like, better than most people's houses. My favorite thing is how it's very, very clearly previously owned by Austin Powers. Do you know how I know this? It's because all of the art around the apartment was blurred out. Yeah, I know. Like, they go, oh, this is a very high-end, high-end bunker, and it's like they used it for parties, and I'm like, they used it for swinging. You fucking know what they did. Like, it's not bullshit here. This was used for 70s sex parties that maybe the people above the ground didn't know about.
Patient told me a joke he wrote. It was in poetry form, but I do remember the gist of it. He basically said, "I took my partner to a wife sharing party, and she was returned at 12. That can't be right."
Nice. Ronda Rousey's on the promo trail for the WrestleMania 35 main event, but then we go to SmackDown Live, and Sarah Stock, the producer, wants to talk to Rose and DeVille. Sonny talks about how great her and Mandy's friendship are, and they're going to pitch an LGBTQ storyline in WWE. It appears to be successful. Narrator: it was not successful. And Sonya is jonesing for gay cereal.
Yeah.
Pretty much the long and short of it.
Mm-hmm.
Natty then puts over Beth Phoenix being her best benign, and Natty and Rousey talk about their Mania 35 main event. We cut to Nia Jax, who's getting looked over by everyone's favourite doctor, Dr. Aman. He offers a Z-Pack and then tries to sue her.
My favourite thing is I've never seen Dr. Aman ever before in my life. So can we book a match between CM Punk and Mike Bird?
Basically the same. I was saying he looks like Sami Zayn's more serious brother.
He looks like Mike Bird.
Nia is upset because her body is
With hair.
giving... Mike Bird with hair. He's going to hate you if he hears this. And he might hear this.
It's not the worst thing I said about Mike Bird.
It's ranked somewhere in the middle. Nia is upset because her body's giving out on her. And that's kind of the... Not necessarily the moral dilemma of the show, but it's kind of the moral arc of this.
Do you remember? I don't know if you listened, Matthew, but when you left me to host this in the wilderness. Actually, no, you were on the show. It's the Line on the Thorn.
Yeah. It's
Nia Jax has discovered her thorn, and therefore, it's time for redemption, guys.
Natty talks about her being in Mania alongside Beth, and then Natty gets emotional when her dad was inducted into the Hall of Fame. But I don't care about all of that. Why, when Ronda was watching it backstage, was she holding a saxophone?
Yes!
That was never mentioned at all! Was it in this with these two having a conversation as well, where No Way Jose it walks past in the background, realizes there's a camera, does the thicker than a bowl of oatmeal pose, realizes that the camera is not focused on him, and carries on walking. Yeah, no, he finger guns the camera and then goes, "Oh wait, he's told he was on WWE," and then walks off.
Yeah,
that was brilliant. But why was Ronda Rousey... Like, if it was a trombone, you could be like, oh, it's Xavier Woods. She's picked it up. She was messing around. Now she's watching the screen. Where the fuck did she get a saxophone from?
All right, Lisa Simpson, you need to relax.
It's just, for fuck's sake. Ronda then opens up to Natty about her dad who was paralysed in a sledding accident. You know what? It's one of those things where this is very, very sad. And obviously it led to the passing of her father. But when people have these serious injuries in obscenely weird ways, you don't want to laugh, but there's the awful part of your brain that wants you to giggle.
Can I ask a question? What was your response when you found out that Sean Kingston had been run over by a jet ski? And there is a correct answer.
Was it the noise I just made?
No, the correct answer is somebody call 911.
Yeah, we're awful people. Like, but when she was like, oh yeah, no, my dad, when we did this, the tobogganing, my dad died in a sledding accident. I was, and that just brought me back to, you might know this, the IT crowd thing, when the girl goes, oh, my family died in a fire at a sea parks. It's like, a fire at a sea parks?
Yeah.
It's like, your dad was paralysed in a sledding accident. Yeah, I'm an awful person for thinking this, but everyone thinks it. What's
the name of her date again, Matthew?
Pardon?
Her date again, Matthew?
You set me up for a joke and I don't remember the punchline. So
I'll write it. It's Peter File.
Oh yeah, I think okay, you went back that way. You don't throw stuff like this being on a Friday. It's a relaxed show. Sonia then goes tuck shopping and feels like this is the right time to bring up the lesbian storyline to her girlfriend, instead of, doing it at home.
Okay, can I interject here? Like, there is no right time to bring up the fact that you are pitching a romantic storyline with your tag team partner when your tag team partner is Mandy Rose. Doesn't matter if you are L, G, B, T, or just straight up cis. Oh. Yeah,
it just... Ariana is not happy because, to be honest, it's your girlfriend pashing another really attractive girl on television.
Yeah, and this is the thing. Sonia kept said, so I picked. No, so it's your idea.
Yeah, if she went in with, we pitched this, it sounds better than me going, yeah, I pitched this. It's like me going to my other half, or you go to your other going, yeah, sorry, for TWM, I've pitched this thing where I'm going to make love on camera to some random girl. It's a storyline. It's going to get us real big hits. No, you don't pitch, one, that's ridiculous. Two, if you are in some sort of weird realm where it's... you're doing TV or media, and it's going to be a thing where you have to act to this thing. You don't lead with I, you lead with we.
Or they. They're making... Well, they suggest...
No, if they say they're making, that could be grounds for a lawsuit.
No, and it's for the culture, so I'm happy. Unlike other people who did it who are now doing it for the culture.
We stand with Jordan Miles. It's fine. We get a recap of that brilliant brawl that I completely forgot about from Raw. The Rousey Charlotte Flair brawl.
I'm super disappointed that they cut away from the culmination of Ronda Rousey struggling out of the window.
Oh, I thought you meant the bit of which one of them mouths off and gets kneed in the face through a car window.
It's Ronda.
Oh, was it Ronda? And then Charlotte boots her in the head.
Oh, wait, before the knee.
Oh, it was great. And then she thinks about a time there, and she thinks maybe her work there is done. Sonya Deville tells us that the producers tell her they're not in the title match, and there is going to be no LGBTQ storyline. So apparently, there's meant to be fire and desire in that match, and they were going to end with, I'm guessing, like a kiss when they won the belts.
I find this super interesting, but keep talking. I'll point it out to you later.
She's very upset and will not take this lying down. Narrator, this does not happen at all.
No, she got the officer and a gentleman spot during Money in the Bank.
She did. I thought we mentioned this. Nia Jax went to the hospital for a rather shitty knee, and she needs double ACL surgery now, as we all know, and she's planning to hold off and to get through WrestleMania.
Have you seen her triumphant return yet?
No.
What I'm going to say to you is we know who took Malcolm Bivens' CD player.
Oh my God! Shut up!
Not saying anything else.
Oh, I have to immediately go to Malcolm Bivens' Twitter. And Nia Jax uses her two broken knees for an epiphany to go and call Carmella and seemingly call for something.
Iron and Thorn. It's a story literally as old as ancient Greece. Please, this is it's a great callback to classical storytelling. Adds credence to the fact that apparently they only have 7 stories you can tell. It's incredible. This is why this is one of the top shows in WWE.
It's the best storyline show in WWE at the moment. They call for a truce, and she calls up Mella and wants to meet up, and Carmella is immediately suspect. Natalya drinks wine with her mum and discusses. I was going to say. I say discusses. Natalya talks at her mum, who I think agrees that she shut her up.
I feel like knowing a little bit about the Hart family history, she's probably used to getting steamrolled by the rest.
No, stop. Meanwhile, at the ranch, Ronda Rousey's kicking the shit out of 3 punching bags, and 2 of them are called Jessamine and Marina. And I like them too.
Wait, hold on. Sorry for crossing over to a different show, but why? Like, it makes the most sense for Jessamine and Marina to be in War Games. So why aren't they in War Games? It's very strange. No, don't get me wrong. That heel team looks incredible. They look incredible together as well. But why not those 2?
Walk down to your local park, Joe. During the daytime, not in the nighttime. It's too cold. Go down there. Go to the pond. Bypass the swans and ducks, and look for your nearest goose. And then look around there, look at what their leavings look like, and that's the exact colour that people classify Jessamine, Duke and Marina Shafir's wrestling skills, and that is exactly why they are not in War Games.
I would have said you should, after this podcast, stand up, get a train to Brighton, meet up with one of our friends who works in a relevant industry, and look at engagement rings, but definitely pick the one with emerald stones in it, because that color is what they are.
they very much are. Again, people are going to be confused by that metaphor, but we are a higher level podcast, ladies and gentlemen, even though we were talking about someone fucking someone's mum earlier on. We then get to Mania Access, and Sonya Deville is doing a signing with some cretins. She feels bad because I guess she feels like she's letting her fans down, but even though there's nothing she can really do about it.
Oh, do you want me to get the pressing for a second, Matthew?
As always.
I was thinking about this earlier this week. My auntie, she used to call me a trailblazer for all of us. I guess you'd call us second generation Ghanaians, because I'm one of the oldest. I'm one of the oldest over here. And obviously being the oldest, well, we're all very academically inclined. We all went to university, but I'm the oldest, so I went first, and she used to call me a trailblazer. And as you know, I'm a bit of, I would say I didn't necessarily always keep on the straight and narrow. And so, if ever a question came up about life, I just feel a bit bereft. And that's not really my fault. If any of the younger generation came to me to ask a question, I just feel let down. And I kind of get it. If you're meant to be that beacon and people are coming to you going, what about? And they don't necessarily know the amount of failure that's come behind it, even if it's not necessarily your fault, you feel responsible.
There we go. There's the reason. It just didn't really cross my mind, but that explains it perfectly. Thank you, Joe. Showdown between Nia and Carmella, including wine. I wrote that down before she even got into the room. I assumed there was going to be wine involved. Nia apologises for being a cunt. Carmella wants more info, and Nia opens up about her knee injuries. We get the full Nia Jax face turn confirmed. What a story arc. Better than Hogan and Savage. 10 on 10. Carmella accepts the apology because she is an angel who must be protected at all costs. That's what I've learned from watching Total Divas. Sonya Deville and Carmella need to be protected at all costs because they are good people that deserve better than the shitty wrestling business.
Oh my God.
Speaking of people that need protected at all costs, we get a sighting of chaotic neutral Liv Morgan. She should have been in this more often. Nia Jax vows to get Mania if it kills her, and Chris Amon says she couldn't work through Mania, but if I were her, I would like to hear from a real physician, please.
Here's that thing that I realised.
Yeah?
You ready to get fucked up? And they completely glossed over this.
Yeah?
Nia goes for her operation early, like a smart person would. Sonya Deville gets her LGBT storyline at Mania.
This is true. You are right. Completely right. Shit. Theories confirmed by Joseph. Can I go to something that really pissed me off on this? I'm going to go to this now. No, not No Way Jose. Natalia talking about Mania being on a strict time crunch. Are you having a fucking laugh? Good Lord. You liars. You fucking liars.
Be fair, there is that story from that guy who is under several sexual harassment suits over on, is it ESPN? Yeah, I think it's ESPN. Might be Fox Sports.
The one that had the tendency to potentially call his mother.
Well, it's funny you segue into that. Apparently, his thing was cut for time, but a certain invisible man decided to go to the loo.
Yeah,
no one could see him for the exact amount of time that his segment was.
Yeah, no, this is true. But the fact they're saying WrestleMania 35 this year was on a strict time crunch, all 8 hours of it. Just
to be fair, you guys ate.
Yeah, we did, but still. Natty tells her to keep fighting for this LGBTQ storyline. Narrator, this still has not happened.
There's been a lot of soft text since Mania. But... Yeah,
there's been, but they kind of dropped it really quickly as well at the same time. We get a wholesome segment where Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax have a Nerf gun fight in catering.
Oh, my favourite bit is Nia Jax bending over, Alexa Bliss shooting, and Nia Jax going, "You missed that target?" Also, in the previous segment, Natalia saying, "You guys will get a push at a really awesome segment soon." When was the last time we saw them on TV? Losing to Dana Brooke.
Good Lord. Ronda Rousey finally tells Natty that she's planning to peace out of WWE to go have her babies. # impregnation vacation.
My favourite thing about this is Natalia in the conversation being really supportive, and in the talking head being a bitch.
Oh, that, yeah. She's like, "I'm so happy for you," and then the thing she's like, "What the fuck are you doing? Why are you leaving?" It's just... Natalia is secretly the awful person in all of this. This is the swerve.
That's how you think Natalia is in real life.
Natalia Neidhart is Kaiser Soze.
Natalia is Madison Rain's gimmick.
It really is. What a tie-in. Next week, it's WrestleMania, and good God, I hope they show the Bret Hart thing.
Holy shit.
Surely they've got to talk about that, because Natalia was in the ring. Surely that's got to come up.
Holy shit. I forgot that happened.
If you want to get in touch, that was Best of the Rest this week. Get in touch with us. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at TWM Wrestle. Apple and Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, Acast, Podbean, YouTube to get all our podded goodness. TWM.news, you can check out loads of articles, loads of podcasts, loads of interviews. Next week, next Monday. Gonna bring this up now, make sure we bring it up tomorrow as well. TWM Talks with Cedric Alexander and Nikki Cross. That will be out, WWE Superstars on a TWM podcast. Fucking hell, how has that happened? And we got loads of stuff coming up as well over the next few weeks. Next week is Survivor Series. Yay! And Takeover. Yay! And about 14 other shows. So we'll be covering as much as that as we possibly chuffing well can here at TWM. Joe, social media.
At Bunny Delphine.
Good. I generally, not gonna lie, I generally thought one of us was gonna pick ACH. But I think his Twitter's now Super ACH, isn't it? Has he changed it?
Thank you for ruining tomorrow, Matthew.
Well, I don't know what it is, so you can still use it. I'm guessing. Yeah. We didn't even talk about CM Punk on Backstage, but I feel like it's been done to death at this point. So, yeah, CM Punk was on Backstage. I'm pretty sure I'm going to watch the first episode of Backstage I've ever watched next week. We'll talk about it on next week's show. So I want to see what Punk is like.
That's fair. I probably won't be about because I am travelling soon.
Yes, you are. You're off to places and doing stuff and things. This has been Best of the Rest. I've been Matty Deller. He's been Joe. You've been fantastic. This has been TWM Wrestle. Don't know why I'm going for all the stuff again. We'll talk to you guys next Friday.